What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another video. Cheers. This is just like a Sprite, but it's sparkling water. 0 calories, 0 sugar from H-E-B. Get you one. So from the title of this video, you see that we're about to talk about my hair, about my locks, about my traditional locks, about transitioning into my micro locks, just everything behind my hair. And actually, first of all, I had such a hard time with the lighting of this video. I don't have the best setup just yet, but I told myself, I'm just gonna put the content out. Eventually, I'll get better equipment. Eventually, I'll get better lighting. I'll get a camera, shooting on my phone. But since I wear glasses, like shooting in front of a window, you keep seeing the glare in my glasses. I tried to shoot in the closet. The lighting was above me, looked terrible. I'm tired of getting footage in the restroom. I'm trying to switch it up, so it is what it is. This is what I'm gonna have to do. But this is what my hair is looking like today. If you haven't already seen my lock maintenance video where I'm washing and retying them, definitely check it out. I'll put the link for it right here. But yeah, this is what it's looking like. So a little background on my hair in general. I don't know the exact age, but of course, as a little black girl growing up in the early 2000s, my mama permed my hair. She permed my hair. I vividly remember getting perms. I vividly remember getting chemical burns on my scalp. I vividly remember having to get my hair washed, like washing the perm out and it burning so bad, or just sitting there and just feeling it burn. And I don't think perms ever did my hair very well. I don't think I ever had a healthy perm. I don't think my hair was ever healthy with perms. I think it was really drying and it caused my hair to break off a lot. So I never really retained any length whenever I was getting my hair permed. So whenever I got to an age where I was really doing my own hair, I was practicing on protective styles. I used to do like little braids with extensions. I used to do like little kinky twists. I used to do regular cornrows, just things to protect my hair. And eventually, I think when I was in 9th grade was when I did my first big chop. I like chopped my hair all the way off and like started my first natural hair journey. I damn near had a fade. Like my hair was super short. Like I was cool. Like it never affected my confidence because I was still cute. I just had me a little fade or whatever. Had me a little TWA. I used to like do little wash and goes. I used to do twist outs. And I used to just rock my natural hair until it grew out. And then once it started growing out, I think I started to put dye in my hair. Not anything like too damaging, but it was box dye. So it wasn't the healthiest thing for my hair, but it started to grow out, so I wanted to start experimenting with it more. And once I did that, that color definitely caused damage on my curl pattern. It caused damage on my hair, so I ended up having to chop my hair all the way back off. I think that was my senior year of high school. I cut all my hair back off and I completely started all the way over. And you know, I was rocking whatever. I started wearing wigs in college. I started experimenting with colors. Like I wore this bright orange wig in college and I was really confident with it. I had different little short bob wigs. I had my cousin, she does hair. I had her dye a wig for me. So I was just experimenting with different things. But I eventually started my locks because literally my whole entire family has locks as far as my immediate family at that time. My brother had locks, my sister had locks, my mom had locks, and my dad has locks. To this day, my mom, dad, and sister still have locks. They're super long. They have traditional locks, not micro locks, but I started my traditional locks and I have my notes on my iPad, so don't mind me. So the exact date, I started my locks on March 31st, 2020. Of course, that's around the time of COVID and lockdown. I had just moved back in home from college, but I locked my hair March 31st, 2020 was when I first started them. That was the perfect time to start some locks when you're on lockdown because literally, no pun intended, But it's the perfect time to start locks whenever nobody's about to see you. You're just at home chilling. It's the perfect time to start a transformation journey. So I locked my hair. Back in those days, I didn't retwist my hair that often. I maybe did it maybe every few months. You don't have to do it as often with traditional locks as you have to do with micro locks, but I just did it every 2-ish months. And I had about 60 to 80 locks. I can't remember exactly the exact amount of locks that I had, but it wasn't that many. And my hair texture is not the thickest like my mom and my sister. So their locks always looked a lot fuller than mine, and mine just never reached the fullness that I had wanted from them. You can see from a few of the pictures that I'm including that you can see at the back of my head the locks that I have, but you can see that there's no fullness in them. I started to not like that. I tried to give it a chance. I had my locks for 2 years and 5 months. I liked it for the most part. I definitely grew more confident in my hair as time went on, but it just got to a point where it wasn't looking the way I wanted it to look. And so I saw people online and on social media combing their locks out and letting that be a thing, because I thought before that you had to cut your hair completely off, which I was also fine with. I've big chopped my hair multiple times, but I wanted to salvage my hair this time, so I decided to comb it out. It took me maybe 4 or 5 days to comb all my locks out, and then I was back to my natural hair. It was a fro. I definitely lost a lot of hair when I combed it out, and you could tell like my hair was kind of see-through, especially at the back nape of my neck. So after I combed it out, what I decided to do was like literally shave the whole entire back, not the whole back, but like the nape of my neck. Maybe, let me show you. Maybe like this much of my hair. I like shaved like with a clippers. I literally shaved it down to my head because I felt like that would help it grow back thicker. That's what I thought. But little did I know, like just the texture around the back of my nape of my neck and around my perimeter of my hair is just always gonna be a little bit finer than in the crown of my head. That's where my hair is really thick, and that's where my hair has always locked super easily, and it's just a lot more textured than around the edges. So shaving it off, it grew back healthy, but it did not get thicker. It's still the same thickness as it was before I cut it. But I decided to do that. It took a while for it to grow back, but like I said, I don't mind cutting my hair. The date that I combed my locks out was August 29th, 2022. So I combed my locks out in 2022. And after that, I was so ready to start doing more different styles that I couldn't do when I had my locks. Like I couldn't do feed-in braids. I basically had to do regular box braids. I couldn't even do like, what is they called? Not feed-in braids, but knotless. I couldn't even do knotless braids because the locks were so big. So I did my own like little knotless braids. I did my own little cornrows, my own little updos, and I was just really having fun with my loose hair again. And I was doing that for a few years, and this year, July 1st, 2025, I decided to start my micro lock journey, and I've been loving it. It took me maybe 4 to 5 days to put all the micro locks in my head, and I kind of like loved it immediately. Usually like with a lock journey, people say they don't like the way that starter locks look, and they're like, oh, it's a struggle phase. Like you got to go through a struggle phase with your locks. Like, I don't feel like I had to go through a struggle phase with my micro locks. Like, of course they weren't as thick as they are now as far as how they look and as full. They did have like scraggly ends, and they didn't look as full as I wanted them to, but I knew over time from like watching social media and watching different videos that they were gonna thicken up and they were gonna start to look the way that I wanted them to look. So I'm still at the very beginning of my journey. It's gonna be 5 months, December 1st. So almost 5 months of my locks. And I just know they're gonna get longer, they're gonna get thicker. I'm gonna be able to experiment with different styles. And I'm just gonna honestly fall back in love with my hair and myself and build more confidence than what I had, because I feel like it's really hard for me to retain length on my hair in general. And it could be because of PCOS, it could be for a lot of different factors, but I know like PCOS specifically, it does cause hair thinning and hair loss. And I don't think I've experienced that much hair loss. I don't think that's been one of the symptoms I've been struggling with, but I do know that my hair isn't as full and thick as I would like it to, and I figured that micro locks would make it look a lot fuller than it is, especially compared to my traditional locks. So I think it was a great decision for me to make. I think that it's gonna be a really good journey to watch and see as my hair transform. I feel like I'm also transforming with my hair transforming. Like I said, falling back in love with myself and my confidence. Like, I don't know, I had got kind of lost in the sauce for a little bit, and I didn't really pour into my appearance. I just didn't care, you know. More important things came up that I needed to focus on besides myself, but I realized that like if I'm not pouring into myself, then everything else is just gonna be even worse than it is if I were to, because like something has to be consistent. Like if I can make pouring into myself be consistent, like I have to be with these locks. Like I can't go more than 6 to 8 weeks without retying them, or it's gonna cause problems. My roots are gonna be all combined and it's gonna be hard to separate. And so it's something that you have to be consistent with, and it's something that you have to maintain. So I kind of wanted to make like a ritual out of it, not like in a like demonic witchy type way, but I just wanted to make like a ritual with myself of like self-care, like renewal every time that I retie my micro locks, and like a fresh start to a new chapter and phase in whatever I'm going into in that phase of my next set of retie for micro locks. So I am really in love with my hair. I don't think that I'm gonna ever comb them out. Of course, never say never, but I don't think that I'm gonna ever make the decision to take them out, just because I love the way I look with them, and I know the longer that they get, I'm just gonna continue to fall more in love with them and with myself. So be expecting more videos about my hair, more updates about my locks as the months pass. I'm definitely gonna do a 6-month update in January about my locks, and then I'll probably do a 10-month update because April is my birthday on the 18th, and I wanted to do a 10-month update in April around my birthday so I can see the way it's looking then. And then I'll do, of course, a 1-year, 12-month update. But I'm just keeping track of it for my own self to see how my hair is growing throughout the journey, and I definitely want you guys to be able to see how it's growing, just in case you guys want to make a decision to put micro locks in your hair, or just in case you guys just want to watch my journey. I did install these locks myself. I didn't get them done, but it's very expensive to get your hair micro locked professionally. People charge thousands of dollars to micro lock your hair professionally, and then on top of that, you would have to go, you don't have to, but they would want you to go back to them for them to maintenance it and retie them. So I just felt like it was more cost efficient, and it just made more sense for me to do it myself. And I've been doing my hair myself my whole adult life, so I was never gonna shy away from just doing my own hair. I think I did a really good job. I think it looks like professionally done. I get stopped actually quite often, like, hey, like, who did your hair? Can you recommend somebody to do my hair like that? And I'm just like, I did it myself. And they're like, well, can you do mine? I'm like, no, I'm not trying to do nobody else's hair. I barely want to do mine, but I wasn't born to be a hairstylist. I don't want my hands to be cramped, and I don't want to be on my feet that long. Like, it just doesn't interest me. But I know I could definitely make a lot of money doing it. But, you know, I'm not that money driven. I don't just do things to make money. I really like to follow my heart on what I'm doing, and not just, oh, it's gonna make me money, so I'm gonna do it. Like, that has never been me. I've always wanted to do things that I feel good about and that make me feel good regardless of how much money I'm making. That's why I'm posting these videos right now. I'm not making any money off of these videos yet. I don't have any sponsorships yet. I don't have anything yet to where I can make money off of. I don't even have enough subscribers yet. But I enjoy making the videos. I enjoy editing the videos. I enjoy documenting my life, that I can come back and be like, in a few years, you were actually doing that. You were trying, you were putting your best foot forward, putting content out, and you were doing what you could at the time. So I'm really proud of myself. I'm proud of my journey in life. I'm proud of where I am in life. I know that if nobody got me, I got myself, and I'm confident in myself that me and God gonna take me far, regardless of anything else. I feel like I'm really in safe hands, and I feel protected, I feel guided, I feel directed, I feel like I'm making great decisions for my life. And I feel like, why did this video literally turn into like a self-reflection video? This is supposed to be about my hair, but I think that I'm doing good. You know, I'm turning 29 in April, which is old. It's also really young, but it's also old. Does my life look like I wanted it or imagined it would look like at 29? Partly, but not all the way. But April is still a long time from now. That's literally 5 months, and a lot can change, a lot can shift for the better. And I don't believe that there's gonna be years and years and years and years of hardships. I feel like since the past few years have been a little tougher than I would have liked them to be, I just think that it's about to start going up. I just think that it's about to start being positive. It's about to start moving in a direction that feels aligned and that it's bringing more positivity, success, stability into my life. Like, it has to be. I am about to be 30 after I turn 29, so I know for a fact I'm gonna be the finest I've ever been at 30. I'm gonna be the healthiest I've ever been at 30. I'm gonna be the best version of me at 30. I don't really have a choice. I have to keep evolving. I have to keep changing, and I'm definitely making changes for the better and not trying to move backwards, not trying to make decisions that continue to hold me back and continue to limit me in my life, because I am an ambitious person. I haven't been ambitious in the way that I used to be, but I know that part of me is not gone and that I'm going to accomplish things that I don't think that I know are even a possibility right now. There's just so much opportunity out there. There's so much money to be made, and the world definitely wants to keep you down, keep you doubtful, keep you feeling like there's no way to make money, there's no way to get out of the situation I'm in, everything is expensive. But I know that I'm in a partnership with the Most High and that God has positive things and fruitful things in my future, and that's gonna happen regardless of what the world is saying, and that's gonna happen regardless of what my mind and my flesh is trying to tell me that I'm not gonna be able to accomplish, because I know who's on my side. I know that everything that I want and desire can and will be given to me. And I know who I'm gonna celebrate and thank for it whenever that time comes, and it's not gonna be all from my doing, because I can only do so much. Of course, God is the ultimate end all be all for every situation that I ever go through. And whenever it seems like a shift or a change or something that doesn't feel like it was supposed to go in a certain way, I know that ultimately I'm not the creator. I can create, but I'm not the ultimate creator. And my life has already been planned out and written, and I'm just going along with it and trying to make the decisions that align with what my story already is. And I can rewrite certain things and I can try to pivot in certain areas, but I do have to have discernment and make sure that the things that I'm doing are in alignment with what I'm supposed to be. And I feel pretty aligned right now. So long story short, I just started going in for some reason, but y'all see the makeup. Y'all see the makeup or whatever, regardless of this glare. I do want to do a video about my makeup eventually. I'm not a makeup artist. Of course, I just DIY everything, but I think that I'm pretty good at it. I think that it looks natural. I think it fits me in my face. I've recently started to do like more straighter eyebrows, and I think I like that look. But I think for my next video, I really like talking. I think that I have a lot of good things to say. I know that it actually is really hard for me to verbalize and articulate a lot of the things that I'm trying to say. And that's another reason why I'm starting this channel, because I want to get better at articulating what I'm trying to say. And I think I'm doing a good job. So next video, it may be another talk video, or it may be Thanksgiving vlogging. I'm not really sure just yet. But you should definitely subscribe. I'm fun, I'm entertaining. Or at least I think I'm fun and entertaining. The journey is definitely worth witnessing, because you and I are about to see my life transform before our eyes. And I think you want to stay tuned for that, because if it can happen for me, it definitely can happen for you. So I will see y'all in my next video. I love y'all so much. Please help me get to, my next goal is 250 subscribers. When y'all, my house finna burn down, so I'll see y'all later.